From the heart of America to the corners of the globe, welcome to Voices of Distilling, powered by the American Distilling Institute. Unearth the stories, the passion, and the faces behind every drop. Dive deep into the world where tradition meets innovation. With me, your host, Ronell Richards. Let's tap into the spirit of distilling, where every voice is unique, but the heart remains the same. Let the journey begin.
Welcome back to Voices of Distilling. I am your host, Ronell Richards, and today I've got Curtis Basina hanging out with us. And Curtis and I have had a great conversation here pre-show, and I hope we're going to dig into a little bit. We both have a love of fine timepieces, specifically Omegas, and except your collection is way more vast than mine, so I'm a little bit jealous. So, what's your favorite Omega?
To be honest with you, my Speedy, I wear that pretty regularly.
Yeah.
The favorite one in my collection is the 1957 Constellation. They call it a pie pan because the dial actually looks like a pan of pie sliced up in yellow gold. It's very, very simple, very understated. It's just a very elegant
I'm going to have you send me a picture of that one. That sounds pretty cool. How big is the face on that?
It's pretty small. It's probably about 38 millimeters.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's interesting because over the years, just how the size of the faces have kind of changed and evolved. Not right. Everything has kind of gotten pretty big nowadays.
They have, yeah. And the Speedy that I bought probably about maybe 8-10 years ago. I had a chance to get like a Planet Ocean, but they were 44 millimeters, and I've got pretty small wrists.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I can't do that because it's just it would look way out of place on my hands.
That's kind of the challenge for me too. Yeah, I can't have too big of a watch on my wrist. All right, Curtis. So again, we've got Curtis Basina, who's the owner of Copper Crow Distillery in Wisconsin. What city are you in, Curtis?
So we're just outside of Bayfield, Wisconsin. My wife and I are both registered members of the Red Cliff Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians. We have the first native-owned distillery in the nation.
Wow.
So we're as far north in Wisconsin as you can possibly get, right on the shores of Lake Superior, adjacent to the Apostle Islands National Park.
Wow, I love that. And I'm super excited to talk to you. I've been anxiously awaiting this conversation with you because of that. Like the first Native American distillery in the country.
In the U.S.
Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, so as I start this, I always like to start with a little known fact. Most of these little known facts of distilling are just little known to me because you probably already know. But let's see. Let's test you out. Okay, today's little known fact for Curtis. Which one of these is probably going to be? I'm going to try to pick one that is maybe not so easy for you. That's too easy. That's too easy.
Start out easy and then let's work our way up.
How about this? Did you know about the gin craze? In the early 18th century, London experienced a gin craze. It was consumed in such quantities that it led to a social crisis. Did you know that?
I am unaware of that.
All right.
One for
Ronell. Love it. So, Curtis, I want to get into your distiller story. So tell me, how did you get into this business? How did you get into this industry?
That's really an interesting story. My background is law enforcement. I had a career in the Wisconsin State Highway Patrol, and when I retired from that, my father was a teacher, a math teacher. And when he retired, he started a little convenience store, gas station convenience store on the reservation up in Red Cliff. And when I eventually retired from the Highway Patrol, he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm not doing anything. I'm retired, Dad." and he says, "You want to run a gas station?" And I said, "All right." So ran the gas station for a number of years. And how we got started in distillation was when my wife and I would vacation, we typically would stop at the local breweries, the wineries, and the distilleries, and just include that as part of our vacation package. So I started thinking, it's like nobody in Bayfield is doing any distillation. We've got wineries, we've got breweries, we've got cideries, but nobody was really doing any distillation. And I said, there's a business opportunity here.
Yeah.
So we decided a number of years ago to attend ADI in Louisville, and made some great contacts, relationships that we maintain to this day, and went back home, and I said, Linda, I said, I'm pretty sure we can do this. So we had a very comprehensive market analysis, feasibility study, and business plan drawn up, and the numbers looked real good. And I said, what do you think? And she said, well, let's give it a shot. So we decided to open up a small distillery.
Wow. I love that ADI was part of your story. Like
ADI was an integral part of our story.
So what did you, I got to lean into that a little bit. I want to know, like, what were the benefits for you in terms of ADI membership, and how ADI helped you to get your distillery started?
ADI helped us get the distillery started by, number one, having the convention, and getting us the opportunity to talk to the vendors and to establish the relationships and look at the various types of equipment that we're interested in, and I mean everything, the whole gamut from TTB regulations and TTB permitting and labeling and bottle manufacturers and equipment, and it just, ADI was again an integral part of our establishing a distillery.
I love hearing that, because what we're most proud of is just being the heart of the community, right? We had great stories like yours, coming to the conference, meeting the vendors, meeting other distillers, and learning from each other, nurturing each other, and creating businesses like yours I think is a pretty awesome story. So tell me, what's it been like once you started your distillery? What happened next? So you came here, you did your feasibility study, you did everything to get ready, then you opened the doors. What happened?
So we obviously we had to have property, so we acquired some property. We built a building, and what's really cool, especially about ADI and even more specifically Wisconsin, is that everybody is so open with information. If I had questions, I could call some of my local distillers and I could say, I've got this going on.
Yeah.
And they would say, okay, well, this is what's happening. This is how you correct it. It's just been a very open and welcoming community.
I love that. So tell us, what are you distilling right now?
So we've got a couple of different vodkas. One is made from wheat. And the other is made from whey, whey being a byproduct of making cheese. We're one of just a very limited handful of distillers in North America who are using whey to create spirits. So we've got vodka, we've got and gin from whey, we've got rum.
Yeah.
Apple brandy. We're in a fruit growing district up by us, so we make apple brandy using locally produced fruit. We also have 3 different whiskeys that have been aging now for just over 4 years. We released those late last summer. We're just now releasing Aquavit and Amaretto. And we've also got some barrel finished vodka and barrel finished gin.
So those whey products, can I take those after I go to the gym? Is that like, can I?
Sure, you can.
It's going to help with my muscle.
It's not going to help at all with your muscle growth.
No.
So unique to what we do, and I'm actually hosting some sustainability summit here in the next couple of days. But unique to whey is that if you're fermenting and distilling whey that still has the protein in it, you're going to be in a lot of trouble because it's going to gum things up something terrible.
Okay.
So your best bet if you're looking to build muscle mass is to buy the proteins that are already filtered out of the way.
Man, I thought I was going to be able to, get a little buzz and build.
Unfortunately
my muscles
not.
now. Okay, all right. So, super interesting. All right, I want to hop into some rapid fire questions really quick. Okay, so I want you just to first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you these questions. This is a little something fun that we do on this show, so that people can get to know you a little bit better. All right, here's the first question. You ready for this?
I am.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, if you could distill with any historical figure, who would it be?
Oh boy, that's a real tough one. And how far back do I need to go in history?
You can go wherever you want to go.
To be honest with you, if I could distill right now with anyone, it would be my good friend Rusty Figgins. Rusty is here at the convention today. He's wandering around here someplace. But anyway, Rusty, I attended one of his classes out in Seattle, Washington, probably a little over 6 years ago. And Rusty is the one who pulled me off to the side immediately and said, listen, you're from the dairy state. You need to be doing something with dairy.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's how we really got started in the whey thing. So I guess if I could distill with anybody right now, it would probably be Rusty. Just because of the wealth.
This is in all
depth.
History. So that's a pretty...
It's history. That's 6 years ago, man.
Wow. Okay. All right. You can go back further if you want.
So...
I'm not going to make you change your answer, though. If that's...
we... I would... I think it'd be kind of cool because we make 3 whiskeys. One of the whiskeys that we make is rye. I think it'd be really, really cool to go back and learn and distill with George Washington, who started a rye distillery.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take that. Rusty and George.
Rusty and George. Yeah.
All right. One more question for you. Let's go with most surprising spirit you've ever tasted. I know you're a world traveler, so that may be a hard one for you.
Most surprising spirit.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to think about that just a little bit, but right off the top of my head, as you said, say the first thing that comes to your mind, I'm going to have to probably say, even though I'm not a fancier of tequila, but I think tequila. Yeah. My wife loves tequila.
Does she?
She does.
So, and tequila's hot right now.
It is.
And getting hotter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a question for you.
I'm also quite partial to French apple brandy. That's really cool. But yeah, to keep my wife happy, I'm going to have to go with tequila.
And your wife's name?
Linda.
See. All right. This good husband here. Happy. He understands. Happy wife, happy life.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've learned a lot of lessons since you've started your distillery. And, ADI is all about community. It's all about sharing our best practices, education, inspiring each other. And I'd love if you could share with us maybe something that you've learned. If you could go back and say, hey, look, Curtis, as you're about to start this thing, here's something that I think you should know that I've learned since we've launched. Because there's someone out there that's Curtis of years ago that needs to hear it.
Sure. So probably our first ADI in Louisville, we took in a breakout session that was hosted by Brian Davis, Lost Spirits Distillery. That's just about the time that his paper on accelerated aging was coming out, and we took out that breakout session. And one thing that has stuck with me to this very day that he said, "Do not sacrifice quality for quantity." He said, "Do not sacrifice what you're doing for the dollar." He said, "Make the very, very best possible stuff that you can make and discard the rest of it. Don't sacrifice quality for money."
Okay. I think that's a message that a lot of people probably need to hear right now, because it's gotten tougher, right?
It
in
is.
our industry,
It is.
in terms to make $1. It's gotten tougher to be successful. And so when things get tougher, what do we typically do? We go to start cutting corners, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Expand the cuts, do something to expand the profitability, and sometimes the quality slides just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's probably the most important thing that I've learned over the years. Don't sacrifice quality.
And that's something that, I've learned in business as well. Like if you focus on that quality product, it's going to take some time in whatever you're doing to be successful. But if you've got a quality product at the end of the day and you've got enough runway, right, to hang in there, you can be successful. If you get caught in that money game, the cheapest product out there, well, you can always get beat by somebody else that's willing to go lower, willing to cut more corners. And, next thing you know, you got a product out there that you don't have, you're not making good profit margin and so on. And you're struggling, Someone with a quality product that builds an audience, builds a community, builds a network, they'll always be able to survive and be successful. So tell me that lesson, how has it impacted your business?
It's greatly impacted our business because we make a lot heavier cuts than other distilleries do, especially when it comes to our whey-based spirits. We make our initial methanol cut and on our stripping runs, and then when we come back to do a finishing run, for an example, on our neutral spirits, even though the hydrometer is saying you're pulling neutral spirit at over 190 proof, we additionally make those cuts by smell and taste. And like I said, even though you're pulling that neutral based upon the hydrometer reading, it doesn't meet our quality standards, and we end up taking a lot of that and discarding it and keeping only the very, very best.
Okay, I like it. So, Curtis, kind of in closing, you're doing a lot of cool stuff.
Thank you.
But I call this segment the cool closing. I'd just like you to share what you think is the coolest thing that you're doing that's innovative, that's inspiring in your distillery. What's cool for you guys?
Again, I'm going to have to go right back to using whey as a sugar source for distillation. It's relatively complex. Very, very few people are doing it, and whey is an up and coming. Yeah. It's difficult to ferment. It's difficult to distill, and our
this is what happens. We're shooting live from the ADI conference, man, and so there's energy going on. There's people moving and shaking, but that's what happens at ADI.
And to be able to take something. Being whey, which is generally considered a waste product or to supplement animal feed, to take that and to turn it into a value-added product is probably the best thing that we do.
That's pretty cool. Well, Curtis, thank you for coming and hanging out with me, talking a little watches with me, which is really cool. Now I've got to step up my. Actually, let me clarify. Timepiece. Fine timepiece. Okay, I got to step up my game to kind of get on your level. It's going to take me some time. Really exciting to hear about all the things that you're doing and your distillery, the impact that ADI has had in your story, and I know that you'll continue. Well, you're paying it forward at this conference.
That we are.
Yeah, and I love that. So tell folks if they want to visit you, they want to connect with you. What's the best way to do that?
Well, we certainly want to invite them to come on up to the distillery. It's in extreme northern Wisconsin. Or obviously you can connect with us. I'm not much of one for social media. I'm an old school kind of guy, but connect with us through email. That's probably the best way to connect with us. And if again, we're going to be here hosting this sustainability summit. And if people have questions about fermenting and distillation of whey, call me up. I'm an open book. I'm more than happy to share the information that I've gained over the years.
Well, thank you again for hanging out with us. We'll make sure and have Curtis's information in the show notes. And if you're in Wisconsin, shoot up there. He's really doing some fun stuff. and some very innovative stuff. And that's what we're about at ADI. We're about being the heart of distilling and just helping to educate and elevate great voices like yours in the distilling world that are doing innovative things and inspiring things. So thanks for inspiring us.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thanks
for inviting me.
And for those of you out there that are not members of ADI, what are you doing? Join. Stop. Become a member. It's all about education. It's all about community. And this is really the very best community in distilling. Thank you all for watching, listening, wherever you're at. Make sure you rate, review us, tell your friends, share it with everyone that's in the industry. And go to distilling.com and make sure that if you're not a member, that you become a member at ADI today. And I will see you on our next episode. Bye-bye.
As we conclude another episode of Voices of Distilling, we want to extend our deepest gratitude to you, our cherished listeners. Your support is the lifeblood of our show, and we are endlessly thankful for each and every one of you. If you've enjoyed our conversation today, please take a moment to rate and review our podcast. It truly helps others discover these spirited stories. And if you wish to further support our mission, consider becoming a member of the American Distilling Institute. As a member, you'll dive deeper into the world of distilling, gain access to exclusive content, be a part of our dynamic annual conference, and immerse yourself in a community where knowledge and passion converge. Visit our website, distilling.com, for more details on how you can benefit from membership and contribute to the vibrant tapestry of distilling. Until our glasses clink again, remember, every drop has a story, every voice a passion. Raise your glass and cheers to the heart of distilling.